How y'all doing? So in today's video, we're going to be going over how to start automations after you graduate with a computer science degree. Now, I don't want to make this video to sway you in either direction, because at the end of the day, it's up to you what you do with your own free time in your own life. But I know a lot of people are seeing what's going on in the computer science world right now with software engineering jobs and cybersecurity jobs. Every job in that field right now is just, it's hectic right now, right? So if you see that's going on and you don't want to end up in the waiting list for who knows how long, will it change? If it'll ever change, who knows, right? But if you don't want to sit around and wait, this video is for you. This video is to help you use the skills you've been establishing for the past 4+ years to get something out of it, not only for yourself but for everybody around you, because you gotta make money, you gotta do something, and unfortunately your degree might not always open that door for you at this point in time. So getting right into it, you have two choices after you graduate, right? This is you. You can go the conventional route. There you go. You can go the conventional route, become a software engineer, you do cybersecurity, start your own tech business, whatever. You know, you can do your own thing on this route. But if you want to be more independent and take care of your finances and everyone around you without having to worry about an employer or if you're going to get hired or not, and the whole process, because I understand what it's like to apply to 100 jobs a month, get nothing heard back, go to the interview, study for the interview, and you get rejected. I understand. So if this route sounds more like you, keep watching. So going this independent route, again, this is if you want to get into AI automations. If you don't want to do AI automations, you want to do your own tech business or startup or whatever, then this is not the video for you. But if you want to get into AI automations, this is. So the first thing you want to do is spend 1 to 2 weeks becoming familiar with the AI tools. Now, for some of you, you might already been using them, right? You might have already been using Make.com, N8N, VoiceFlow, just to name a few. So this might not be applicable to you. Now, if you have a computer science degree, chances are you might not need the whole 2 weeks. But again, everyone's different. You might not have the time to sit down for an entire weekend, become familiar with it, build it out. So within 2 weeks, you should be able to not only learn about these tools, practice with them, get some builds in, and then go from there. So within this 2 week time period, you should be, you should be learning the tools, creating demo builds just to practice with, and at the same time, learning what works best for you. Because again, there's so many different tools out there. You really got to understand what works best for you. Some people will prefer N8N over Make.com. Same thing, vice versa. Some people will only prefer VoiceFlow. It's up to you. So after that, one of the most crucial steps that you have to figure out on this path is, who do you want to help? Now, that can be anyone from a dentist, a barber, a restaurant. You can help fitness trainers, you can help professors, you can help anybody you want, as long as you understand their struggle. Meaning, what are their pain points? What are you trying to help them solve? Because if you just create an automation with nothing in mind, then you're wasting your time, and it's going to be significantly harder to sell it to somebody. I'll give you an example. If you just make a let's just say a invoicing agent, and you go off and you try to sell it to banks, I promise you, you will never get anybody to work with you. I saw someone who, I'm not going to give too much information, but they created some type of like invoicing system. I'm calling them out crazy right now when they see it, but they created an invoice system to sell to banks, because everyone needs money and transfers and all that. So they tried to sell them the AI automation that they made from their own laptop, desktop, whatever, and selling it to Chase Bank, Bank of America, whatever, without realizing For one, there's so many gatekeepers when it comes to a bank. You'll never get someone who can even consider working with you. It's too high up, too many gatekeepers, too hard of a route. Not only that, but these banks have their own software engineers and AI teams creating these systems for them already. They don't need you as independent. They have teams on staff that are professionals, been doing this for years and years. Don't go for them. Go for the smaller businesses first and then work your way up. So a good example of who you can help is a restaurant. They might need a chat bot for ordering food, submitting tickets, filing complaints, and scheduling reservations for the near future. Instead of calling in, might be busy, whatever, chatbot solves all that, right? That's what happens here. So decide who you want to help and decide what automation can help you do it the best. For the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and pick a local restaurant. Can I spell? Yes, I can. All right. So, well, technically they can use all these, but let's just assume that you want to do a chatbot for restaurants. Make it simple. Now, after you figure out who you want to help and what you're going to help them with, make sure you, again, spend time working on a demo build just for restaurant. Because again, when you get on these sale calls and you're talking to them, they're going to ask you questions like, okay, what about this use case? What about that use case? Like, what if I only need it to really work on specific days? Like, you need to be able to handle answering all these questions that might come to you. You don't want to build this one system or one demo build and expect it to work for every restaurant, because that's not the case at all. So you want to make sure, a trick you can do, right? Go into ChatGPT and ask it to give you a template or a list of 10 different restaurants that you can make a chatbot for with 10 different use cases, 10 different situations, locations, everything. And then just make one for each of them. Again, after you spend 1 to 2 weeks learning how to use these tools, it'll become very easy to get a quick turnaround time for all this. Right? You want to make sure you're ready. You can answer any question that comes on to the sale call. So after that, you have to figure out a good work-life balance, because chances are, if you have a computer science degree, you probably didn't have a job. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. A lot of people don't have jobs when they're getting a 4-year degree. So chances are you want to make money. You don't want to go through another learning phase or a phase of learning without making money. So if that sounds like you want to make sure you have a job going on. But if you have a job or part-time job, full-time, whatever, you want to make sure you have time for all of this. You have to make time for it. Non-negotiable, right? Now, the best way to do that is by having a money-making habit. What I mean by this, for example, if I wake up every morning at 7 a.m. and from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. I'm doing nothing but working on outreach, working on demo builds, working on follow-ups, answering questions to clients, making content. I'm only working on everything that has to do with my agency, with my freelancing, with my business, only focusing on money-making activities with AI. I'm not doing homework. I'm not thinking about anything that isn't this right here. Do that every day, 2 hours in the morning. When you first wake up an hour and a half early if you have to, or stay up an hour later if you have to, but make sure you're getting sleep. I'm not saying sacrifice, if you're only getting 6 hours of sleep, I'm not saying sacrifice it and get only 4 instead, but you have to cut something out. If you got to cut out video games, if you got to cut out, going out on the weekends, whatever you have to cut out. Again, this route is not for everyone. It's not as easy or straightforward or linear as just becoming a software engineer, working between 9 to 5, and you can do whatever you want afterwards. No. You got to be on call 24/7 from the beginning until the end. That's just how it is. So, make sure, matter of fact, I'm going to put this on the screen because it's important. make sure you dedicate 2 to 3 hours per day on your AI business / freelancing. Because if you don't, you're not going to make any progress. It's going to take you months to years to get the same amount of progress if you just study this or put in work every single day. Because realistically, you only have 24 hours in a day, right? For about 7 to 8 of those hours, you're going to be sleeping. That means you only really have 16 hours of working time. So you have 16 hours to eat, shower, work out, be active, socialize, everything. It's not that much time. Because if you go into the gym, that's already 1-2 hours right there. You're down to 14 hours. You got to eat and shower. That can take you another 2 to 3 hours to do it throughout the day. You got to eat multiple times a day, shower, whatever. That's another 2 to 3 hours. Now you're down to 10. You got to commute to work or go places. Like 16 hours is a lot of hours, but it's not enough time to do everything you need to in a day. So you need to make sure whatever it is you got to cut out, you're getting these 2 to 3 hours in. And then after that, you just got to hustle. That's really it. Every single day, working on this. And if you have more free time, boost that up to 7 hours. Oh, no, my fault. Well, I mean, yeah, if you have 7 hours put in every single day for this, you'll make it without a question. If you're legitimately paying attention to what's going on, you're showing up every day and you're putting in the hours, you will make it. Like, I promise you, it might take a while. It might take 6 months, a year. Maybe you get blessed and make it in 2 to 3 months. But if you do this every day, the chance of you getting lucky and making it big increases every single day. I promise you. Showing up every day gets you 1% better. And 1% over the course of 3 months is what? 90%. So you're getting 90% better if you show up every single day for 3 months straight. Now, I do have a video going more in depth on how to actually start this. It'll pop up somewhere over here. Not sure how I'm going to look on camera, but it'll pop up somewhere going more in depth on how to start the agency, what to look for, how to do outreach. I'll probably do a video, on outreach. I might just do an automation video on that. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you, and catch you in the next one. Thank you.